welcome everybody to our VIP Appreciation Night 2021. We've got a couple of speakers up front here. We'll talk about our program a little bit, introduce our volunteer staff, and we'll get to some of our volunteer awards later on in the presentation. So stick around for that. To welcome us though, I would like to introduce my executive director for Mississippi Park Connection, Katie Nyberg. I have a wonderful photo of Katie.
Like, well, where did you get that?
Said 11 people went into.
Take it away, Katie.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. I wish we were in person. It goes without saying. But I just love seeing so many friends as I'm like scrolling through the Zoom, and I think I know almost everybody here. So I'm Katie, and I get the great fortune of working with MPC and the National Park Service and you all every single day. And I love this event because it's a great way for us to honor this relationship we all have together. And I consider us all part of the same park family. And we are truly, I think, like the three-legged stool that gets people in our community connected to the river. And all the volunteers, MPC and MPS, I mean, we work together so seamlessly throughout the year. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate all the work that you've done. I was just out a couple hours ago with Lisa Keitel, one of our volunteers who was work out there with the bonding committee for the state legislature to talk to the about the River Learning Center, and she's out there with her spotting scope. And I've seen many of you on the river. I've paddled with you. I've worked events with you. I've been at visitor centers with you, and I just consider all of you friends and all of you like my family too. So I just wanted to say thanks. And I get to introduce Tucker in just a second, but this event is about you, and you're going to have a great time tonight. The volunteer team has put together an excellent program for you. And even though this is about you, I do just want to take a moment to do a big shout out to the whole volunteer team at the National Park Service and MPC. This team is amazing, and they work so hard all year round on making sure that we're all connected and doing great work in the community. So special thanks to Paula and Andrew and Mary and Tamara and Quentin and John and Erica, Casey, Joe, and Alana, who are brand new, but all of you will get to know them soon. So special thanks to them. Now, some of you have had the opportunity to meet our park's new superintendent, but I suspect that many of you have not. So it's my great pleasure to introduce Tucker Blythe. Oh, there's a picture of him. Tucker has arrived about a month and a half ago into this job, so he still has that newness about him. But Tucker, why don't you take it away and introduce yourself to our volunteers?
Well, thank you, Katie. Everybody, can you hear me, everybody? I have a little microphone problem with my computer sometimes, so I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Well, I think the slide says most of what I was going to say about myself. I am coming here most recently from St. Louis. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee originally, so I have a little bit of the river running through me and through my life. And so I'm really, really excited about this new role as the superintendent here at Mississippi National River and Recreation Area, working to help people understand what a wonderful resource the Mississippi River is and what wonderful communities run along this river, especially here in our 72-mile corridor. And as Katie said, we cannot do this work without each other. I love that analogy of the three-legged stool, Katie. Obviously, I could say something about limited resources that we all have, but when we come together and we collaborate, it's amazing what we can get accomplished. And I'm very fortunate that I'm stepping into a place where there are so many passionate people, both people who are paid for that passion, but those who are just doing it because they love this resource so much. I am really looking forward to eventually not seeing a bunch of squares on a screen of your faces and getting to meet each and every one of you in person. I have met a few folks here and there, and as time goes on, I hope to meet more of you. As the slide says, my wife is from this area, so we are coming home for her, but in our 8 years of marriage and my time of coming to Minnesota, I have it's become my happy place. And so I am very excited about being here. I do live near the river. I actually see a couple of my neighbors on the screen tonight. And we're really excited about being so close to the resource and getting out and exploring all that the river has to offer. I am always looking for good restaurant and brewery recommendations. So drop them in the chat if you've got any this evening. So I did just get to Meritage with my realtor. Done that big one. So that's good. Shish, and I missed the other one. I'll have to get on when I can see the chat a little better. But thank you for all that you do. I'm looking forward to hearing about some of your accomplishments tonight. And again, looking forward to meeting each and every one of you in person very soon. But again, it's about you tonight. Thank you. That's all I can say is thank you very, very much for what you do.
Great. Thanks, Tucker.
Yeah.
I, by habit, keep a huge list of restaurants that I mean to try. So we'll have to chat in the near future. I got a request from Lee Zwicky to enable live transcription for the meeting. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully it ends up in the recording too. That would be great. So moving on, thank you, Tucker and Katie. We are extremely lucky to have such great leadership at the park. And Tucker, I can't wait to bring you into the volunteer fold in the near future. So did I just skip to the end of the slideshow? How did we do that? Okay, hang on a second.
We went all the way to the back.
Did you see that?
I can
Okay.
see it. Okay, well, this is me. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us by Zoom tonight. Of course, as has been said before, it's a super bummer that we're doing this by Zoom again and not in person, but that will come in time and we'll get together and it'll be great. It'll be even more fun when we get to be together again, and an even bigger celebration when we can be with one another. But if you don't know me, I think I know every name on the participant list. But if you don't, my name is Paula Swingley. I'm the volunteer program manager at Mississippi National River and Recreation Area, the national park side of the volunteer program. The program is co-managed. So when you volunteer with the National Park Service, you volunteer with Mississippi Park Connection, and vice versa. If you're volunteering with Mississippi Park Connection, you're volunteering with the National Park Service. We're co-managed program. And like Katie said, that makes us even more resilient and flexible than we would be otherwise in the work that we do here along the river. So that is a little bit about that. And just as a reminder, sometimes people ask, why is it so important that we track all of our hours and everything? Of course, locally, we want to know we want to be able to recognize all of you and recognize the work that's been done here locally. But as part of that, our numbers get submitted to the national level and roll into all of these bigger numbers that gets reported out on what volunteers contribute to the National Park Service as a whole. In addition, when we do that report, in order to sort of incentivize us, I believe, to do the work all year round, our volunteer budget is based off of our volunteer report each year. So that's why we're always interested in your hours and making sure that we get accurate counts so that we make sure we get an appropriate sized piece of the budget pie each year so that we can buy uniform items, recognition items, and supplies for out in the field. So that's part of where that comes from and goes to. So thank you all for keeping your timesheets and signing in and all of that. And to that end, I think sometimes we don't all know, sometimes it's even hard for me to remember where I can find all of you every day out in the park volunteering. And so we just wanted to take a chance to remember all of the places that we find our Mississippi River volunteers. So of course you are out in the river, you are out in the field, you are doing monitoring, you're measuring things, you're planting things. You're getting literally into the river to help with field trips. You're out restoring different habitats along the river. Of course, we do a lot of work in prairies. We do a lot of work in the forests, the urban forests as well. Getting plants in, plants out, planting trees. Of course, we're just finally, the cold weather has set in and we are starting to slow down. We were just having our volunteer meeting this weekend, saying how there's just a fewer events to look ahead to right now that we're in the sort of in-between season when we're not quite planting and not quite into winter volunteer mode just quite yet. So
For those who are keeping track and frequently planting trees with us, you might have saw in our last volunteer newsletter that we just hit our goal of 15,000 trees for Plant for the Future, which has been an effort for quite a few years now. And we're really, really, really proud of that. And it in no way at all would have been possible without many of you who are in this call showing up and not only planting, but also helping to lead the volunteers who are planting those trees. So thanks everybody for that. You can find more information on that in our paper newsletter, and you can certainly chat with any of us about it. We'd love to talk up our accomplishments and your accomplishments.
really, it's your accomplishments because we would never be able to plant that many trees if it was just the little volunteer team out there trying to get that work done. So thank you to everyone that's planted a tree, many trees, a shrub, many shrubs, made room for those new trees and shrubs. Of course, we have our volunteers that support us at visitor centers. We did get lucky enough this year to get to reopen Mississippi River Visitor Center, in addition to having a full season at St. Anthony Falls. So that was really great to find our volunteers back in both of our visitor spaces this year. And I just love the sunglasses photo, a real testament to how hot and sunny it was at St. Anthony Falls this summer. Volunteers are almost always out working together. We're starting, well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Last year, almost everybody was out working almost independently. This year, we're starting to bring groups back. We had a group of 50 just a week or so ago, and I think that's one of our biggest groups we've had in a long time. And we were reflecting as a volunteer team not that long ago that, you know, we used to do groups of regularly 200 people and 50 felt like a lot. So we're coming back into the old normal a little bit and starting to see our group events pick up again. And it was really exciting to have people out being together and accomplishing big things with big numbers again. Oh, especially during the last 18-20 months, we've had a lot more families join us out volunteering, getting a chance to be with one another outside, giving back to the community, all of that type of work. And it's been really rewarding for all of us to get to enjoy all of your families and your friends. Many of you brought friends with. Great opportunity to, you know, be COVID safe and come out and hang out with a friend and do something fun while you were together. And came out and learned with us. We did some modified tree ID this winter. That's a picture from one a couple years ago when we were in person, but this last spring we got creative, and Andrew and a few of the other staff created a virtual tree ID program. So we kept up our learning over the year as well, which was great. And lucky, just this fall, we were able to start the return of field trips and seeing our volunteers back supporting field trips and being out in that space again. And everybody was just really excited to be out, hanging out with the youth and seeing some of our fun parks again in that way. Ooh, Alan says, hoping the tree ID will be back this winter. Yes, it will. Definitely. And of course, all of you came out and gave back this year and in big ways with some what feels like bigger than life trash sometimes. There's Gabi with a giant tire from our Earth Day cleanup and volunteer Elizabeth there with a huge bag of trash from Earth Day as well, one of our big cleanup days in the spring, which is when you often find the big, much bigger than life trash.
A nice tire, Gabi. Did you put that one on your car?
Her monster truck.
Yeah, her monster truck. Yeah. Cool. I love those photos so much. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of years, and I'm really happy to have made some of those memories with you guys. It brings a big smile to my face to see a lot of those photos. So what we're gonna do next is we're just gonna introduce our volunteer team really quick. We're gonna run down in the order that is listed here. And then we will do a little icebreaker activity so you guys can introduce yourselves to each other as well. So Paula, you've already introduced yourself. Is it okay if we jump over you?
Yep, definitely can jump over me. Unfortunately, Mary wasn't able to join us tonight. She had a family emergency come up and is very sad to not be here, but is taking care of herself and her family today.
Thanks, Paula. Tamara, you're up.
Hey everyone, I'm Tamara, she, her, hers. I work for Mississippi Park Connection as a program coordinator. I've been with the park and MPC for almost 2 years, and I coordinate the BIPOC in the Outdoors program and the Summer River Fellowship program. That's me. Erica, want to go now?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Erica Van Krevelen. I use she, her pronouns, and I am one of the community volunteer ambassadors with the National Park Service. I started this position back in February, and I help coordinate the monarch monitoring program over the summer, as well as help with habitat restoration events.
I'm not sure if John's here. Does anybody know?
Hey,
Yep. All right.
here.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm John Jameson II. I'm also one of the community volunteer ambassadors. I started in June, and I do events like monarch larval monitoring and habitat restoration and stuff as well.
I'm Quentin, he, him. I'm rounding out the CVAs, so I'm the third of 3 currently with the park. I do, yeah, a variety of things mentioned by John and Erica. Lately, I've really been enjoying being out at Coldwater with Neil and just working out there and being outside all day, even when it's 30 degrees and bone chilling. It's very satisfying. That's me.
Hi, I'm Alana. I'm this year's Minnesota Green Corps member serving with Mississippi Park Connection. I just started in September, at the end of September, and already I've really enjoyed getting to know some of the volunteers and learn from them, and I'm excited to learn about more of them tonight, or more of you tonight. I help out at Crosby and with some other events, but especially with the climate change research project at Crosby. Yeah.
Hello all, I am Casey Jo Nunez. I am the new Community Forestry Corps member, and it's nice to see you all virtually. It's been really fun getting to know you guys pretty much since September and been hanging out with you along our 72-mile park. It's fabulous being here. Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Those of you who have been with us for a little while may notice that our volunteer team size has more than doubled over the last couple of years. When I started at Park Connection just 3 years ago, it was me and Paula and Mary and a seasonal park ranger and then a CVA. So we've grown quite a bit. And this doesn't include our seasonal park ranger from this summer, who's Corey Moan, who many of you met in his picture. He is a returning park ranger, hopefully coming back next year too. He's an excellent interpreter and a really good friend. So hopefully you guys get to meet him if you haven't already. So next up, Erica collected a few photos from you guys for an activity looking to sort of find out why people like volunteering for our organizations. Because it seems like you guys like it and you keep coming back to do it, and that makes me very happy. So here's a few photos from some folks that we received. I love Marsha's. It is what I do. Thank you, Marsha. That's so wonderful. We brought these to events. We had people write down what they would like to, and we're keeping those on file for now, and we'll share them around for maybe a couple different purposes, but I thought you guys would enjoy seeing them too. So we are in a second going to go into some breakout rooms. For those who are exceptionally Zoom experienced, you will recognize this format. So Tamara is going to send us to some smaller rooms for around 5 minutes. We're going to sort of just get acquainted with each other, get your social juice flowing, and find out, here's some question prompts you may choose to use. What got you started volunteering with the organization? Where do you volunteer? Because you guys are from all over the place as far as has been represented right now. And what do you like best about your volunteer work? If you end up with NPS staff or MPC staff, we could share some sort of parallel anecdotes about why we like working with volunteers or which volunteers we work with most of the time, and maybe how we came to this position or got started working with volunteers. So Tamara's going to send us to breakout rooms for 5 minutes. You'll get a little warning when there is just a few seconds left, but make sure everybody gets a chance to share, and we'll see you guys back in a few minutes. You good, Tamara? Let's do it.